Hello you scrub mission goers out there. In this video I'm going to go over a couple tips to help you become more like a pro and enhance your ability and be more competent when dealing with NPCs. And some PvP, but this is mostly geared towards mission and PvE. So number one, with rolling. You see people rolling all the time in missions and PvE, right? So you say you got a bunch of NPCs out there and they're shooting at you, and you see people rolling back and forth. This is wrong. This is not what you want to do at all, right? If you're rolling back and forth when there's PvE and missions, they will shoot you as you're rolling. This is not the case for PvP. There's a lock on they have to do. Every time you roll, they have to relock onto you unless it's free aim, which is another discussion entirely, which I might explore in another video. But that's outside the scope of this one. What I'm talking about right now is PvE and rolling. So, if you're dealing with missions in PvE or NPCs, stop rolling. Unless you're rolling into cover. So there's a bunch of NPCs out there, right? You're getting shot at. You're saying to yourself, oh shit, I don't want to die. Oh crap, I don't want to die. I'm going to get into cover. Well, quick way is to roll into cover instead of slowly moving into cover, right? Or just slowly moving into cover. You can quickly move into cover, right? So that's the only example I would ever say to use rolling in a mission context scenario. Now, well, that's one of the reasons why I would use it. There's other scenarios I would say, but those are, I might go over further in this video. So another one would be wall leaning. There's a little bit of let me explain this. Okay. So you're going up to a wall, right? You see a bunch of NPCs in there, right? There's a bunch of NPCs in there. You see a wall, you want to shoot the NPC, so you see a wall, you run up to it, right? You land against it, you're still getting shot. You say to yourself, oh crap, I'm still getting shot. Now why is that? You poke out to shoot them, and you die. Now you're thinking to yourself, why'd I die? Well, let me explain it to you, right? It's because of the angles, right? You see the angles? Let me do this camera thing right here. Again, excuse me. So you see the angles, right? If you're sitting at the left corner here, they're able to still shoot you because of the angle. Now, if you poke your body out, well, you got your full body exposed. That's not what you want. What you want is you want to control the situation that you're in. So what do? You go in a little bit further here, and then you pop out. Then you got this nice zone here that you can control. This nice small zone instead of this huge area over here. You can't control all that, right? What you can control is this nice area right here. That's what you control. Also, if you pop your body out, it's less likely for them to shoot you, because the only people that can shoot you is in this one view zone right here instead of this huge area. So that's what you want. You want to control the entire area. Well, you want to control your zone primarily. Control the zone. Now, say there's the NPC coming up this path right here, right? And you want to shoot him. But you're sitting right here and you're thinking to yourself, well, if I poke my body out, if I come to the corner, I poke my body out, I'm going to die because he's going to shoot me. I don't want to die. It's not the scenario I want to be in, right? I'm going to control the situation. So what I recommend you do is come in further, hold down altitude to aim at the wall, back up with the left analog stick, and roll out. Shoot him that way. So for example, I'll do it over again. Aim at the wall, you back out, you roll out, you shoot him in the face, right? Now, on the right side, over here, this is a little bit different, right? You don't want to be leaning against the right side of the angle, of the corner here, because you pop your body out again, you're going to die. You don't want that. So, what I would tell you to do, I would tell you to get a friend to stand right here, or behind any pillar entirely, so you can test this yourself. I'm going to go over it a bit in a sec. So as he's standing there, I want you to slowly creep out until you're able to see them. And once you're able to see him, I want you to point your gun at his face and ask him, are they able to see you? The most likely answer will be no or barely. Now, it's up to you if you want to shoot him in the face to surprise him, or just take a screenshot and show it to him and say, hey, I shoot you in the face if I wanted to. I'm a great friend, so therefore, you should love me forever. Or whatever, right? Because of the camera angle, right? So, that's number 2. Number 3 is crouching. Crouching, you see people crouching all the time during stealth missions. That's not what you want to do. That's a complete waste of time. All crouching does is slow you down. Except for one scenario and one specific casino heist, one specific area where you gotta stab a guy. Besides that one instance, crouching is a complete waste of time, so stop doing it, especially in stealth missions. All you gotta do in stealth missions is stay away from the blue cones. You stay away from those, you're perfectly fine. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4 is controlled firing. Now you see people with machine guns blasting people away, right? Well, it's great if you got a machine gun, but if you want accuracy, you want to tap R2. Now, let me go over this for a sec. So you're aiming at somebody, right? You see that rectangle up there on my screen? I'm using complex aiming right now. If you're using simple, you would see a dot. You might want to move over to a complex so you can understand what I'm talking about. So every time you fire, that rectangle or the fire group expands, which means the accuracy goes down. You don't want that. What you want is controlled firing. That's what you want. That's your goal right here. Controlled firing. Unless you go up with certain opponents like super soldiers with heavy armor on, or some other scenario that requires lots of firing. For the most part, what you want is controlled firing with the best accuracy, best chance to kill the opponent, which is tapping. So instead of holding down R2, you should be tapping R2. Okay, so number 5. That was number 4. Let's move on to number 5, which is headshots. So with a headshot, how do you do that? You aim onto an opponent, and you, with your right analog stick, flick upwards. I would recommend you practice this in the survival. Excuse me. I would recommend you practice this in the survival so you could get a better understanding and feeling of this and feel this. All right. So that's number 5. Number 6 is quick loading. How do you do this? You hold down L1 to go to your weapon wheel, and with your right analog stick, I want you to move to another weapon. Now what that does, the original weapon, the ammo automatically reloads. So for example, you got this big gun right here, it's got lots of ammo, it takes a long time to reload, and all of a sudden you're going down to like 30 rounds. You're saying to yourself, I want more ammo, but I don't want to spend the extra 3 to 4 seconds to reload this thing because it's a waste of time and I might die during that time. So what do? You hold L1, you go up or to any other weapon. Me preferably, I like to go to the top and switch, and then switch back. Now you can do this quicker. You can move up with your right analog stick, press upwards, let go back, just like that. What I would recommend you do is practice this and get really good at it. So in missions, it'd be like second nature to you. So instead of taking forever to reload weapons, you can do it instantly. Alright, so that's number 6. Number 7 is don't use explosives around other people. For the love of God, stop using RPGs around other people when you're in missions. If you can't control the area around you, stop using them. So, let's go up to this pillar over here. Say this pillar is the person, right? And he's stationary. And you go around and there's a opponent over there you want to kill. Well, all of a sudden that person moves to the right. All of a sudden you die. You think to yourself, this guy's an ass because he moved in front of you. Wrong. You're in the wrong. Because you can't control what other people do around you. If you can't control what other people do around you, Well, you got to think for yourself. Well, if the person in front of me moves to the right and I fire this off, well, I die, and that screws everybody over. We don't want that, right? You don't want to restart. You don't want to waste life. You don't want to waste time. So what do? Well, you got a few options. You could A, just not use RPGs at all and stick with your trusty machine guns, or more accurately, something else. Preferably, that's what I use, but it's up to you. But let's get back on track. So you got the RPG, you got the guy in front of you, got an opponent beyond that guy that you want to kill, but this guy in front of you is unknown. You don't know if he's going to sway back and forth. You don't want that. So what I do personally is I use the grenade launcher. Now, what do we do with this? Now, the bonus of this is if the person decides to move to the right, this thing will likely bounce off that person and move to your right, and there's a greater chance of not dying instead of the RPG instantly blowing you up. Now, despite that, I would still say don't use explosives around other people in missions unless you can control the area, the zone that you're currently in. You see this all the time in the last Doomsday Heist, Act 3, when you go against the heavies in that tunnel. You see people all the time dying in that tunnel because they shoot off RPGs and the person in front of them sways in front of them and dies at the last moment. You don't want that. So, if you can't control the situation and the zone around you, just use guns. That's what I would say and recommend. Alright. So I apologize for this video being fairly long. Appreciate you guys watching it. If there's anything I missed, let me know. And I'll try to cover it in a future video or try to reiterate this one. So like I said, appreciate you guys watching. And have a great day.